Have you ever experienced pain that seems to move around? One day it's in your hip, and then it's in your lower back, and then maybe it's in your other hip, or maybe it's in your shoulder, and then your neck, and then your jaw. You just seem to be chasing the pain around your body. I've had so many clients go through this, and they feel like their body is falling apart. I had one particular client who started with pain in her hip, and when it moved to her back, she was really afraid. She didn't understand what was going on. But through our work together, we realized that her pain moving wasn't a sign of damage. It wasn't a sign of anything gone wrong. It was actually a really good thing. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. Hi, my name is Ellen. I'm a chronic pain counselor with a background in physical therapy. Working with the mind and the body has shown me that pain never comes from just one or the other. And that when you work with both, that's when healing can really happen. So I had a client who came to me with very severe pain in her left hip. She couldn't walk comfortably, she couldn't sit comfortably, it woke her up in the middle of the night, and she was worried that her hip was basically falling apart. With a few weeks of physical therapy, we got some movement in there, we released the tension, released the fascia, etc., etc. I did my work as a physical therapist. The hip improved. It was doing much, much better, and she was walking easier. She was actually starting to do more exercise, which she hadn't done for a long time because of the pain in her hip. But then she came to me 2-3 weeks into our work and said, I have pain in my lower back now. What else has gone wrong? Why is my body falling apart? It feels like I fix one thing and then another thing breaks. And maybe you've experienced that too. That feeling of like, oh, why can't my body just work with me on this one? From what I've observed with working with clients, particularly clients with chronic musculoskeletal issues, so hip pain, neck pain, lower back pain, things like that, is that these kinds of pain can move for one of two reasons, and both are completely natural. This client had been restricted in her movement because of her hip pain for a very long time by the time she came to see me. So as her hip pain reduced, she started to move more and exercise more. But what that extra movement and that new exercise sort of uncovered was that there is actually a lot more stiffness and immobility in her lower back than she had even realized, because she'd been so distracted by the pain in her hip, and she had been avoiding movement so much that her lower back sort of hadn't had the stimulus for this pain to reveal itself. So when she started to move more and exercise, it's kind of like the problem that was already there, or the pain and the stiffness that was already there, had a trigger to come to the surface. That didn't mean that something new was going on. It's more that it was already part of the larger picture. It was only revealing itself after addressing the first part of the puzzle. Another reason for pain moving around is that your nervous system becomes on high alert when you've been in pain for long periods of time. It's sort of like if pain was your smoke alarm has become way too sensitive. Rather than warning you about a real fire, it's creating false alarms. So this can be called CNS sensitivity, central nervous system sensitivity, or as it's been coined by Dr. Howard Schubiner, who is a pain researcher and specialist, mind-body syndrome. So this is when the brain creates pain as a way to try and protect you. The pain is very much real. It's not imagined, it's not fake, it's not being hallucinated. The brain is creating very real pain, but it's not in relation to tissue damage. It's as a way to get you to protect yourself. If you roll your ankle, you want your brain to create pain so that you don't continue to run on the ankle or step on that foot and create further damage. But when your nervous system has become overly sensitive, oversensitized, overstimulated by months or even years of pain, it's going to be going off at the slightest sign of danger. So say in the case of my client, when her attention shifted from her hip to her lower back, I think she was already primed to react to this shift in sensation in quite a fearful and reactive way, because her nervous system was already on high alert. So she felt the sensation in her lower back and immediately assumed it was something really bad, and created a cycle of sensation, fear, sensation, fear. And the fear will ramp up your pain signaling. So it becomes sensation, fear, pain, fear, pain, fear, pain, fear, pain, fear. And around and round and round she went. Thankfully, because I had been working with her, because I could see there was nothing wrong with her back, other than a little bit of tension, there was nothing wrong. I was able to reassure her that this is part of the process, nothing has gone wrong, you're not falling apart, your back is not damaged, you just need to keep moving, keep going with this process, and this will pass. With that reassurance, she was able to calm down significantly because the pain was no longer a source of fear. And she did. She kept going with her exercises, her hip continued to improve, and the back pain passed really quickly. And because of her willingness to work with her mind and help herself stay calm, even in the face of pain and fear, she was able to move through that process very smoothly and continue to get better and better and better. So the key is to remember that pain is quite often a part of the healing process, and that it's not necessarily a sign of something gone wrong or a sign of damage. It may be just your body adjusting to new movement, or it may be a sign of a nervous system that has just been living on the edge for just a bit too long. The best thing that you can do is to keep moving, keep following the plan that you may have devised with your doctor or your physio or whoever you're working with, and keep your thoughts and imagination in check. It's really important to just be aware of the thought patterns and the spiraling that can happen. Nip it in the bud early. Now, a big caveat to this is yes, always check with your GP, your physio, your doctor, whoever you're working with. Tell them about your symptoms, tell them if your pain has moved, make sure that nothing has actually gone wrong. But once you've ruled out tissue damage or injury, then you can move forward with confidence, knowing that this pain will pass and it's just part of the process. Now, if you want to go deeper into this topic of pain and the brain, I highly recommend this video that talks about fear avoidance behavior, which is such an important thing for anyone with chronic pain to understand. There is a resource linked below with how to work with these negative thoughts and how to slowly shift them into thoughts that feel just a little bit better and a little bit better, which can be so helpful when you're dealing with chronic pain. Bringing your thoughts in check when you're working with chronic pain can do wonders to speed up the process and make the journey a lot smoother. So check that out in the link below. That will also connect you with my email list, which provides further tools and encouragement for anyone who's going through a journey with chronic pain or chronic illness. Nothing spammy, just support. I hope something in this video was helpful for you. If you are going through a situation where your pain is moving around, feel free to drop your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Any questions that you have, I could make another video. I could make another 10 videos about this topic. And if you'd like more personalized support, my one-on-one counseling link is also in the description below. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.